Hello and welcome back to another video. I am Mike Speirs and today you are going to be watching a podcast that I was on with the one and only Shazkaraz. Now this is an upload from his channel, he knows all about it, that is perfectly fine with him. I want to upload it onto my channel to show you guys the awesome chat that we had. We are going to be talking about body and mind, mental health and the effects it has on being a YouTuber. So that is going to be my little intro and I hope you guys enjoy the content.
How you doing? A
Yes.
up, as we say in Nottingham. Yeah.
Hey up, me up.
Yeah, A up. Yeah. So, how you doing, Mike?
Yes, not doing bad, doing good, doing good.
Yes, welcome to the show. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
First guest, first guest. And I must say, every time I see you walking around out and about, you are looking slimmer.
Thank you.
Now, that's a good thing. I don't want to be fat phobic, anybody, but it's a good look. You're looking slimmer. Now, I think you've been doing a steps challenge. Am I right?
Yes, I was doing a 1 million step challenge, which is over a period of 3 months, and it tallies up to about 500 miles. 500 miles within a 3-month walk.
Wow.
And coming to the end, I struggled a little bit because kids off school and everything, couldn't get out as much, but I did it. I did 1 million about 1,000 or something, so just made it.
Whoa. I mean, that's crazy. Did you kind of work it all out then?
Yeah, so what it was is on what you normally use to count your steps, like a step counter in your pocket when you're walking. At the end of the day, you put it onto the charity website, and that all tallies it up for you every time you put it on. So that was a big help, because if I had to try doing maths, it wouldn't really go very well. So
That's good. Yeah, you got to work out. I was thinking about that. Now, like you're doing steps, so it's walking. Walking versus jogging. Is jogging something you do?
jogging is something that I want to start doing. As you mentioned about looking a bit slimmer, probably get into that. Obviously, with the weight loss, I did start jogging a little bit, but for this walk challenge specifically, I was doing walking, fast-paced walking.
Yes.
But I have been jogging a little bit to try get myself back into that.
I mean, I'm a big advocate for walking actually, because especially for weight loss. Like people have a misconception that if you walk 10 miles and you jog 10 miles, you burn the same amount of calories. It's
No.
not. It's not true.
No.
It's like it's about two and a half times more calories with jogging. So people say I'm going to jog. Yeah.
Yeah.
But specifically to losing weight, specifically a lot of weight, I'd always start with walking, because
Oh, yes.
it's low impact on the joints, one physically, but two mentally. I think that for me, I don't know about you, but you can come up with some really good YouTube ideas, and it gives you mental clarity as well, fresh air, all that stuff. I mean, I've had a few interesting stories out on walks. You see things. I mean, have you had any interesting experiences while you've been out on a walk, or good for your state of mind?
I'd say it's helpful to be able to think clearer. If I was just sat in the house and whatnot, with mental health as well, and you're not doing anything, you're not getting positivity. You can get a mixed reaction of thoughts, and when you're out walking, jogging, running, it clears your mind.
Yeah,
You can think
yeah.
you can think more clearer, and I've seen a few things, walking about, about, and so it's more nature, like,
Yeah,
and it's helpful because if you're going like changing directions, if you're going this path instead of that path, there was one where I went up to near a little road near here called Catfoot Lane.
Oh yes. Yes.
And near it, if you keep going along, you get this lovely loads of fields.
Oh yeah.
And in the summertime, you've just got all these yellow flowers for miles,
yes,
all
yes.
all along, and it's just nice to be able to sort of stand there, just taking the view, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's not something I would have done when I was little, but now I understanding mental health and everything, I just find it fantastic and so calm and relaxing,
Definitely.
and it helps. It helps more. It helps with positivity. It helps with your mindset.
Definitely. I like that you mentioned Catfoot Lane, because I think it was around there when I was like in my 20s. I used to do lots of walks with a friend of mine, and we were walking through there, through Lamley, and out in the Greenbelt, and we started like brisk walking. We started singing "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, for those who don't know, it's got that falsetto bit, and exactly at that point when we started saying "Staying Alive," my friend started running. And I was turned from a walk to a run, and I looked around, and we were walking past a house, a secluded house. There's this man working in his garden, and being young and dumb, I started running too. So I went from a walk to a run, But yeah, some funny stuff happens, and I don't know, maybe I attract it. But every time I'm on a walk, if we're talking about something like I've been ill, I had norovirus once, and I was talking about my norovirus, and I said, "Oh, I was sitting on the toilet, it's coming out of both ends. The smell was so bad, I got sick." And then my friend was like, "Oh, there's someone in his garden." It was the evening time. Once a week, we do a walk in the evenings.
Yes.
And now I'm talking about personal things, and someone's listening. But anyway,
there was one just about doing things like that where this was. I mean, what you mentioned about being younger, this was probably when I was about 16, 17. Me and a group of friends were, again around the same area, Catfoot Lane, but it was more towards the, but going through as in like you're heading to Burton Joyce direction.
oh right, okay.
And was going down that way, and there was this massive trampoline, and it must have been about 20 foot, and it was on someone's front garden, and I thought to myself, well, it looks like nobody's in. Just go up myself onto this trampoline. Yeah. So I went and jumped on, and my friends were looking at me, and they were going, "Get off, what are you doing?" Yeah. And I was like, "No one's in, come join." And there must have been about 5 of us in the end, bouncing on this trampoline. And the owners come round and just parked up in the car in the garden and just stared at us like that. It's like, yeah, we'll just take our leave and go.
You wouldn't get that with jogging.
No.
You're worried about that, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, for idea generation, because we're talking about YouTube today, and yes. I was like, I get my ideas coming to me easier after a walk. In the house, to kind of like. They say that if you're in the shower or you're sitting on the toilet, you get your best ideas. That's the old joke. But if you're sitting in front of the desk and you're trying to really work, that's when you get mentally constipated. That's the joke. Yeah. But I understand that you also have you live with a condition called BPD.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I've seen it on your YouTube.
Yeah. So BPD is borderline personality disorder, which also is, you can say it as emotionally unstable personality disorder. Yeah. And it's something that won't go away. I had it from a teenager, and I went through sort of a lot in a relationship, and I believe that's what sort of made it come out a bit more. I started feeling in ways that I never experienced. I was fine one day, and then all of a sudden I'd literally be headbutting a wall crying. Wow. And it's like, it's something that sort of, when you don't know about it, when you don't know you've got it, and you go from being, let's say, feeling fine to crying, stressing, people self-harm, people can try to commit suicide, constant thoughts of, bad body image. Like, for example, because I live with it, I lost that 10 stone in weight, and because I still got 2.5 stone to lose, it's not, I was happy at the time, but I'm not happy. And this is why I haven't finished off losing it yet, because I think to myself, I've done all that, I'm still fat. I'm not skinny.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a big guy. You're definitely over 6 foot.
Oh, yeah, so 6'3".
You're a big guy, yeah. So, guys, I'm not a dwarf. I guess this is just a large man. But that's the thing. I mean, my friends, some of them like to work out. And when you start buying the muscle magazines back in the day, you start thinking that, hey man, oh, look at my arm. It's like, that's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, it's kind of a dysmorphia, isn't it? Of like muscle dysmorphia. It's like anorexia comes through. Yeah, these are other conditions, but the borderline personality disorder seems to kind of sounds a bit like a, what is it, bipolar disorder. So you're happy one and then you're down the next.
It can be. It's like an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm happy to say on camera right now, I absolutely love my life. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes I might get moments where I think to myself, this is crap, you know, and it's not. I'm just having a bad moment, and it can affect things. For example, YouTube video. I can't make a YouTube video if I'm having a bad day. Even though I do like to try, I want to start trying to capture them moments because I want to do videos more based on mental health. So if I can capture myself having a bit of a bad day, and then people can see it and be like, you know, I'm not the only one. And do you know what I mean? If I could help somebody with that who's got BPD or anything, you know, because it's not nice to live with.
Were you diagnosed formally at a doctor's, or is it something you've come to through awareness?
I went to a doctor's, and they was just, and anybody with a chronic mental health, mental disorder, anything, will be able to tell you that every time you go to the doctors and you say like, look, I'm feeling like this, they'll just turn around and go, you've got depression, you've got anxiety, here's some tablets, see you in a bit.
Like a Prozac.
Yeah.
Those are really bad because they can cause suicidal tendencies, can't they? So, you know, would you steer clear of the medicated stuff? Or?
I am on medication.
Okay.
I take... it's just one of those like proper professional names.
Yeah.
And it's like Qutipine,
Right, okay.
and it's actually medication for schizophrenics.
Really?
Even though I'm not schizophrenic, but I need something that bit stronger to help calm.
Yeah. Does that work well for you then? Is it?
Oh, I've been on it for about 1.5 years, and they haven't changed it as of yet. But to get to that point, it was, like I said, the doctors just try get rid of you by saying here's this, and then I had to keep going back, and for about 4.5, 5 years, the doctors just kept on changing the medication, and they one day just referred me to a psychiatrist, and I went in, did an assessment, went in, week later, the psychiatrist goes, you've got BPD.
Right.
And it took a long time to get there. It was a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, generally, through the information age we live in, there's awareness of everything. Right? Everyone knows about OCD. And for our viewers who don't know, OCD is like obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yes. Yeah.
I used to be quite bad with hygiene when I was younger. A friend of mine recently reminded me I used to have a ritual. I used to have when I'd buy like a used video game, and I used to play a lot of games, I used to tear off these strips of tissue, get some Dettol spray, and clean it thoroughly, the edge of the disc and everything. I was a bit of a hygiene freak in these departments, but I've improved in recent years. And the other one was I was a bit sad. Yeah? Sad meaning seasonal affective disorder. Now, these are things we just read upon and we think, oh, that's me. You know, it's the general public does. I mean, I think most people suffer from this. You probably do too. That when it's shorter days in winter and there's less sunlight, you feel sad. Seasonal affective disorder. Yeah? I feel less motivated. Like literally right now, if it was dull, I'd be a little bit down.
Yeah.
Then when the sun comes out, I'm like, well, literally that moment I feel, oh, everything's not so bad. Kind of like Superman, you know, powered by the sun.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like kryptonite. I don't mind kryptonite, but my kryptonite is actually cake. Yeah, I like cake, right? It's the sweets. And
Tell me about it.
Yeah. What about you? Is it sweet or is it fried foods and stuff? Everyone's got a kryptonite. What's your kryptonite, Mike?
It's got to be something like that. Like one of my weaknesses is bacon.
Oh, right,
do you know what I mean?
Fried.
It's so easy to, when you're out and about, you know, and you're thinking, I need to go home and I need to do myself breakfast. It's so easy to just stand somewhere and just go, can I have a bacon sandwich, bacon cob, bap, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's so easy and it's so tasty. That's a big downfall.
yeah. Actually, I was thinking mental health in the public in recent years. It's been tough, taxing years, as we all know. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I've noticed. I don't know about you. Have you noticed that the general public are more aggressive? And I've noticed this specifically through driving. I know you don't drive very much. You choose to walk.
Oh yeah.
But things I used to do for years, like joining a roundabout a bit late, people drive behind you and things like that, now results in people actually stopping and maybe shouting something through the window. I've noticed an increase of negativity in the way people behave. So have you seen this?
Yes. When, like you mentioned, I choose to walk, I do. I'm able to go for my driving lessons, but I just love walking. I walk anywhere. But it's like if my dad takes me somewhere, and you're constantly seeing people honking the horns, and yes, that is like a warning, but more than usual. And I think it has been a rough year or two, and one thing I have noticed is I was at work, and I work in customer service, I work in co-op, and it's not a part, if you go into a shop, people normally say to you, do you need help with your packing? I think good customer service is always go to pack for them unless they say so.
Okay.
So that's what I do at work. I get the bag, scan, put stuff in, and people are always over the moon about it. Like, you haven't got to, and I'm like, if you want to do it, that's fine. I goes, otherwise I can do it, and they're, oh, thank you, yeah, go ahead, and
Cool, nice.
and doing it, like making people happy. And I had this one customer that come in, and she came in for one item, and she literally went like that to pass it to me. So I was like, okay, I went to get it, and she pulled it back, and she proper stared at me. And I thought for a second I was going to get hit or something. Like, it was a proper angry stare.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like Street Fighter, like, I thought I was going to go down. And she didn't even say nothing. She had a mask on, and I scanned it. And I literally just thought to myself, how do you do a big shop? If you go into Asda with a trolley, and you've got 30, 40 items, do you stand there and literally get them to scan every single one? And it's not something that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I didn't know how or what to say to this lady, apart from sorry, which goes a long way.
It does.
And that was basically it.
I mean, it's crazy actually. People are definitely. I mean, you could call it a chip on the shoulder now because we don't know this lady, her personal circumstance. She might have been stressed about something. Her day could have gone really wrong. We don't know. You handled it well. And which brings me to my next question. Really. I understand you worked in security. Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah.
You were a doorman.
Yes. Yeah.
And I imagine you must have dealt with a lot of aggressiveness and.
Yeah.
So is there some specific training that you had to do, like maybe part of your SIA license or something, that you needed to calm someone down? Is there something you could tell us that you could do that could diffuse aggression when you're facing it?
One thing I can say, which I found very helpful, is one of the main things is, say if you're stood with somebody, say if me and you went out and somebody came towards me and was being, why have you done that? Why have you done this?
Right.
And I'm trying to talk to them, keep it on a calm level. As soon as you start to raise your voice, they're going to get fired up even more.
It goes over and over. Right.
So keep it on a calm level and try and meet in a 50-50 way. Don't try and get a win out of the argument. Meet in the middle so both are happy.
Nice.
And if it keeps going on and you're thinking, right, I'm going to start getting angry in a minute, the best thing to do is to turn around to somebody else, obviously, if both people are willing to do this, otherwise it would just look embarrassing. And switch.
Yeah.
So you can go calm down, and your friend or other security guard, if anyone's watching this who's in security or something, but switch and let this other person start doing the talking to try and calm him down whilst you're taking a breather.
Okay. That's good.
That's done well for me.
That makes sense. I mean, I was wondering if you took any, maybe, did you take any martial arts like karate or anything like that?
I've done kickboxing. I did kickboxing for from when I was about 16 till I was 19. Then I did a bit of cage fighting in Sneinton area.
All right.
And then I got into boxing, but it wasn't like in a club or anything. It was more like going to a field and this trainer, pads, and you do a bit of a workout on the field. So yeah, I did them three, which helped a lot with mental health and confidence, and that also helped me get through school years.
Yeah. Oh well, school years. Man, I didn't really get into fights really in school. I'd subconsciously avoid them because I think I was more scared of the backlash from my parents if I got into a fight more than the fight itself. Because I used to work. I used to train on the bag. I used to stay fit and stuff.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to get into a fight. I mean, there were a few occasions where people would get me because we just like kind of.
My parents didn't really know about it. It all started off through bullying. Due to being overweight at school, and when we got into 6 weeks holidays and I wouldn't say to do this is not good at all, but within 6 weeks I lost weight and I lost a stone a week through not eating and serious training. I ended up doing 300 press-ups, 300 sit-ups and 6 hours running.
Nice.
And the only downside was I wasn't eating, which is so dangerous on the body.
It's the nutrition,
And I ended up going back to school.
Yeah.
And people still tried to sort of bully me for it. And I turned around and defended myself.
Yeah.
And I always like to make people happy. So when I ended up doing stuff like that, it would upset me and I'd cry because I wouldn't want to hurt people.
You feel bad about it. Yeah. That's decent, man. I remember one time, sports day, and I was into running. I was a good runner. I always come first. Got to be gold, yeah. And I was pretty tired, pretty hot. Me and my friend, we went to use the tap, and there was this hard kid. Yeah, he wanted to go on the tap, and I kind of like shouldered him. I said, "I'm hot. I'm thirsty. I want to drink." And then I said, "Fine, I'm too hot to fight. You drink." My friend was like, "Are you crazy? His dad is hard. Yeah, I didn't know anything beyond that." And then, like in recent years, he told me that, that kid, he respected me for it at the time. I said, about time, But normally I wouldn't confront him anyway. But his dad recently got done for a big drug bust, and I was like, oh man,
oh, wow.
I really shouldn't have messed with him. But that's crazy, So Mike, tell me what. Back to the YouTube thing. Is it something therapeutic then that you started? Because you started as a security man. Is it more stressful? Because I understand that you've got burnout, you've got analysis paralysis in YouTube itself. That's pretty complex, which is basically writer's block. So did you find that content creating is like therapeutic to you, or is it kind of hard for you? Is it more stressful?
I'd say the working on the doors was the more stressful. It was like, for example, on if you look at my first 2 days of doing each, on the first day working on the doors was St. Paddy's Day.
Oh yeah.
And I went
my birthday. Yes.
I never
Fun
actually
fact.
knew that. And I went in there, all new in security, and probably within 2 hours the whole club started jumping, and by that I mean fighting.
Yeah.
And I radioed through and I said, what do? We can't stop everyone. There's like 8 of us. It's like 250, 300 people.
What a West, man.
The head doorman radioed back and went, join in. So we had a massive bust up on that first night. But then when you look at the YouTube side of it, first day, it was fun.
Yeah.
You know, my first video is probably about 3 seconds long, and it's me stepping on. Well, it's just captioned something like the noise you make when you step on Lego, and it's just me going,
Yeah.
knock the mic over,
Yeah.
and you know that got like 2,000 views, and it was like wow, I absolutely loved it, and I've always said with YouTube it is therapeutic. I do really enjoy it. You know, the editing. Sometimes if I do a talking thing and I think that don't need editing, just chuck a little intro and outro on. And the reason I do YouTube is because I want to make people happy. You know, as well as I want to make videos, and in the future look back at them and go, I can remember that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
But if people see my videos, that's a bonus. If they enjoy them, and then fantastic, because I just want to make people smile and make people happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's if they're happy, I'm happy type of thing. So it's definitely, I definitely enjoy it.
I mean, that would work well with YouTube Shorts, like little sound effect one. I've got one. My laptop sounds like Nelson from The Simpsons when you open the disc tray. So I'm just going to try to catch that right now. The CD. Who uses CDs now? Get this, people. Oh,
Wow.
It's not working. Hang on. Did you hear that, guys? It sounds like Nelson out of The Simpsons. Look. Funny story. But that's the thing with YouTube, man. It kind of I don't know if the word is typecast, but it kind of boxes people into categories. Now, you had a good success on that first video. I had a good success with my Street Fighter animated talking avatars.
Yes.
So they say their lines, you know, with the animation. YouTube picks up on that. It says people like the thumbnail, they click on it, then they'll watch enough of it, and then it'll play through, and then they'll recommend it to more people. That's how it works. So I was like, okay, Street Fighters works. Now, like you, I like to make variety because we're multifaceted beings. You know, we're
definitely.
People. So the thing is, I'm thinking, okay, Street Fighter works, but I want to do other things. They're not working. But now I'm going to just start doing Street Fighter again and again. It's something I've been stuck with. I mean, I like the game.
Yeah.
I used to play it as a kid, but you know, I don't want to go into that direction all the way. You know. Like yourself. Now, what about your channel? What's the future for Mike Speirs?
My channel is, I've sort of changed the name a little bit now. A lot of people liked it when I had Joker in my name because a lot of people on YouTube, if you search up channels, a lot of people, there's loads of the Joker channels.
Right.
And the thing is, it's just because people like the name. Now, mine, I've put now Mike, and then obviously in brackets, the Joker Speirs. And the reason for having the Joker in it is because mental health. You know, if you've seen the latest one, or even all the others, is affected in some way by mental health. And a lot of people say sometimes when I laugh randomly, it's like a joke. You're just laughing, just random. It wasn't even funny what you're laughing at.
Really.
So my channel direction, what the future, what I want to do with it, is keep making a nice variety of content. You know, I don't want to wake up in the morning and go, I need to do the same thing every day, because it can play with your mind.
Takes the fun out of it.
Yeah. You know, I want to, what I'm going to start doing, I was going to do one today, I might still do, is every day or every other day, I'm going to post a positive message on. And it can be to do with anything. It can be a quote, it can be about food, it can be about, you know, just positivity.
Yeah.
So people can come on in the morning and watch it and be like, wow. As well as that, I want to do, start getting back into reaction videos. I did one that I really enjoyed. I thought it was great, looking at like a jackass type thing, and I'm just reacting to it. And then from that, gaming videos, more probably now to do with mobile gaming.
Yes, yes.
And then I like to make little music videos, which I make of my kids when we're doing something fun. Put it all together, nice little music video.
There you go, nice memories too.
Yeah. And then just some random videos that could be, informative.
Nottingham history you're interested in, right?
Yes, like things like that. I want to start going out and doing a little video, and I'll either do talking or I'll put the information on the screen as well as talking, and get history about Nottingham, and people can look at it and be like, "Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that."
Yes, I have a friend. He looks at old photos, like compare them to new photos of Nottingham. So there used to be a river here, now it's houses. That kind of thing. Yeah, so that's quite popular. Yeah.
It's when I was doing research, I looked at the old Market Square.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about what it is today, and thinking that isn't Nottingham Square, and it is, and
the horse and carriages. And
yeah,
stuff. Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Like wow, my nan's nan probably had a horse and carriage. Like it's unbelievable how fast time has changed, and we are losing history every day, and it'll be awesome to keep that information going and for people to see it and be like, wow.
And in a way, you're making history yourself, Mike, because people say, "Oh, don't worry about the camera. You're filming a video. Be cool, be relaxed." We are making history because our kids in the future, they'll look back and they'll see us talking. Right now.
Definitely.
So, hello.
Hi, kids.
This is the past talking to you. Right here. But yeah, that's definitely cool. What we're doing here, I always hold it in high esteem. You record something and it's left a memory for yourself, but it's something for future generations to enjoy as well.
Yes, definitely. That's why one thing I mentioned is with when I started YouTube, I just want to be able to look back at it, and for my kids to look back at it.
That's it.
And with other people seeing it, it's been fantastic, and do you know what I mean? Like I said, just making the people happy. It just puts a nice big smile on my face just knowing people are enjoying it.
That's good. I think when you add value through YouTube specifically, that's when the views start coming in, and you get your first 1,000 true fans.
Yes.
And then let's escalate from there. So Mike, I myself, I'm with you on this. I want to move away from the games and stuff from our younger years. I'll still do the odd Street Fighter content. Don't worry, guys. But I'd like to give a shout out right now to the Legends Gaming YouTube channel. He's a young YouTuber and he does Street Fighter videos. He uploads quite often, so if you want to check out some retro fighting game videos, check that out. I'll put the link in the description. I'll put Mike's link in the description. Please subscribe to him. He's a good channel. He's a good guy. And of course, subscribe to me as well. And yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you for coming. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
So, don't forget to like and don't forget to hit that like and okay, don't forget to like and comment.
And hit that subscribe button.
There you go. No worries, he's not being sorry.
Oh, what if I die? I feel like a big kid.